Hi, I'm Damien from Topics. And imagine that you've been learning Spanish for a couple of months already, and you got bored of practicing basically on the same sample sentences from books, like John went to the store to pick up milk. So you think, okay, I'm gonna immerse myself more in the language, with the real content. So you go maybe to some website where you want to practice, maybe some news website, right? In this case, El País. You open some article, and then what you see is actually that you cannot read anything. It's too hard. It would actually take you about 2-3 years to learn at least 5,000 words in order to be at the point where you can actually finally understand the content that is made for natives. But what if you could actually hack your way through that content so you can understand and enjoy the same sort of topics much earlier in the process of language acquisition? So that's what Topics is really about. Instead of reading boring sample sentences, you read about business, SpaceX, time management, and schools of philosophy, anything really that rings your bell to make it interesting. It will also have much higher context, so you would actually learn faster. But now the question you might have is, how will you actually understand content about philosophy or content about your favorite actors if you're just a beginner in the language? Well, we use very simple words to convey very powerful ideas that you might find interesting. So for example, at the beginner's level, we use only 500 most common words in the language to convey that idea that you like reading about. In contrast, you would need about 5,000 words if the content was made for natives. Additionally, we have a functionality of actually looking up and saving words within the app, so we know more or less which words you actually know and which words you want to know, and which words, you want to learn. So we can generate now, using LLMs, a story about anything that you find interesting, but using words that you will actually understand. This was never done before. So in this case, for example, I can generate a story about moon landing with just, let's say, 600 words that I understand, plus a few extra so that you keep actually learning. So currently, we've built iOS app. We've done also about 100 videos and 100 articles in total. We are beta testing this with about 200 users, which mostly we've manually picked in Spain. And we're going to be releasing full version of this app in December.
Thank you. Sorry, time is over.
And that's the team. And that's it.
Judges, 5 minutes.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Do you have at this point any data usage information?
Yes. So actually, like I said, it's 200 people that we've been testing it.
Yeah.
For a long time, we actually didn't converge a lot. So people were saying, okay, this is a great idea, but it doesn't work out. Until recently, when we actually had implemented the LLM. So basically, we allow people to generate their own stories, their own topics. And this was, the response was through the roof. Like the beta testers we've had said it's incredible because now they can learn about anything. They can type World War II, and it actually generates a story with the words that they actually know.
And what is the starting point of this journey? Like if I don't know any word?
Right. Good question. So this is right now for people who have studied for at least 2 months, but we want to add a tier for super beginner, basically, where we sort of like fast track you, where you learn basically 300 words really quickly through context, and then you're going to be able to learn through stories. Again, kind of like a paradigm shift. Instead of going from grammar to sample sentences, we go from real content and then you practice on that real content a little bit of grammar.
All right. Do you do any interaction with the story, or you just read it?
Yes. So good question. Yes, there are interactions. So basically, again, because you save words or you look up words that as you read. So we know which words, for example, you want to learn. And the best way to learn words is through effectively to read them in context. So basically what happens is as you read the story, we might ask you a question, what sort of synonym would you use in here? You've used that word already before. Or what does this word mean? And then basically the questions are being asked based on what you've done in the past.
All right, so before somebody takes the microphone away, I just wanted to say that telenovelas have been very popular in Romania. When you showed us El País, I could read, unfortunately, half of it. So you could find here a good market for, like, kicking off, a good test market for
Sure.
the application. Regarding the recent changes in the application, have you seen any improvement in retention?
Yes, again, like I said.
Because I haven't seen any numbers on your deck.
No. I mean, again, like I said, the group testing group is fairly small. We've been testing this since really March. So we've been keep improving and improving and improving all the time with the same group of people almost. And just recently, after the launch of text and LLMs and generating stories, we've seen that people actually use it all the time. Not everybody, again, but we've seen a good tick in user usage.
If my colleagues don't have any questions, I have one more. What is the story of this? Like, I've seen that you worked at Uber, you had another Apple.
Yes.
How did you come across this problem? Why did you start it?
Short story long is that I took a motorcycle trip from Amsterdam to Singapore. I wanted to learn how to write those stories. So I became really interested in the language acquisition, but also remembering words, how you remember words in context and so on. And that's sort of how it started about 5 years ago. And then I got deeper into the theory of language acquisition overall. And 3 years ago, I started working on this project for learning words. And then 1 year ago, a little bit over 1 year ago, I realized that there's a true potential in something much bigger where you kind of focus on the content, where you communicate instead of just on learning.
So people that want to learn a language right now have plenty of tools, digital tools that they can use already on the market, right?
Yes.
So what is one unique feature or thing you have in your business model that cannot be easily replicated?
Yes.
That will give you better traction and better retention for your users?
Right, custom content.
Sorry?
So custom content. So basically we make our own content. We've done 100 videos, 100 articles. We want to do more. So basically other people, other companies, they utilize just simple content like cartoons or something to teach you that. I don't think that's the right way because even that content is too hard. We make it even simpler. For the beginner, we use, for example, only present simple. That's it, and 500 words. We don't do anything else, and that way you can actually understand it. So because we've made already about 100 of those videos and we plan on making thousands, that's going to be something that we think is going to be competitive advantage.
Thank you.
Thank you.